you're wondering what makes a cold, refreshing neutral so tasty, it's simple. Real vodka and real juice. Because when good ingredients go in, great taste comes out. Thanks to the hard-working, dedicated team at Fabiano Brothers, you can find Nutril at your favorite stores throughout northern Michigan. This summer, kick it up a notch with Nutril. Keep it tasty and remember to drink responsibly.
Tune in to WGRY every Thursday afternoon for the Odawa Casino Weekend Ramp-Up. A quick 1-minute look at all that's happening at Northern Michigan's destination for fun and entertainment. Odawa Casino, Y101, Up North Sports Radio.
Good morning, Northern Michigan. Welcome to Friday Faceoff here on Up North Sports Radio 101.1 WGRY. Brought to us by Cherry Capital Airport, TVC, Airport.com, Jerry Coyne, Rich Calkins in studio. Rich, where's your panic meter?
Yeah, it's about a 5 right now, JC, with our Detroit Tigers as losing 10 out of 11. This is by far the worst losing streak that the Tigers have been on in a year.
Yep.
Yeah, you look at it overall, it's been a year since we've played horrible baseball.
Right.
Right now, we're just not piecing things together at all. Sometimes we'll get good pitching and we have no hitting whatsoever. And that's kind of been the overall theme for the most part during this losing streak is the hitting. The bats have gone cold.
Yeah, they have the worst batting average in major leagues since the All-Star break. And, I was downstate yesterday listening to The Ticket.
Mm-hmm.
And, that seemed to be the theme for all the callers and the guys hosting the couple of shows. This one guy called up, though, and said, yeah, I don't think the team is very good. And part of me started to think about look at all the Tigers that made the All-Star game this year.
Right.
We've been overwhelmed at how great Javi Baez has been. But maybe it was a fluke.
Yeah. Same
thing with Veerling and all the we miss Kerry Carpenter big time.
That we do.
They think he'll be back for the Twins series. I think that's coming up in a week or so. But even Riley Green, I hate his swing. That uppercut swing, all or nothing.
Yep. Feast or famine.
Yeah, and. The guy was talking about, water seeks its own level.
Mm-hmm.
And I know we played great, a lot of the confidence that people had in this Tigers great run up until the All-Star break was, built on the back of how they finished the season last year.
Mm-hmm.
But, there's some things to be concerned about. I would probably put my panic level much higher than that, especially since it doesn't look. I don't know what the Tigers are going to do at the trade deadline.
Yeah, it'll be within the next week, 10 days here.
Well, it's not 10 days. It's the 30th.
It's the 30th. Yeah, so we're going to find out Thursday. Also, the same day the Lions kick off preseason. The first trade was made. I was listening to all this crap all day yesterday afternoon. And, most experts thought that the Diamondbacks had the most pieces to move. Yeah.
Well, the Mariners got their first baseman yesterday.
Naylor, I saw that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Good player, good hitter.
Everybody is talking about Suarez. It looks like, the Yankees are going to give up a lot to get him. I don't think Suarez is going to be a Tiger.
I don't think so either.
Yeah.
Because, like you said, I think they're going to get outbid because the Yankees, because of the resources, they are going to give up a lot to get a 30, 40 home run guy in Suarez.
Well, he's only got 37.
Yeah, 50, 60 home runs here.
Need a second set?
No, thank you. That looks to be a move that you've got a number of teams that want to be buyers, and there's way more teams and way less assets.
Yes, that's exactly right. With that new wild card format and things like that, it has definitely brought more teams into thinking they have a shot. And so, therefore, like you said, JC, people aren't willing to give up some prime assets now because, again, they're thinking they got a chance to get into the playoffs with that extra wild card position.
Well, you don't want I mean, one of the other things that was being brought up yesterday is the fact that the Tigers are now in the wild card. That they are not going to get a bye. They have to win 3 more games to get back into the best record in the American League. You have to finish with one of the 2 best records in the American League to have a bye.
Yeah, and the deal is, it would be one thing if it were a losing streak. No one likes to go on a losing streak and things, but
everybody has.
Yeah, exactly. But it's the way they've kind of gone on. Like watching the game the other night, Torkelson, a ball gets by him, and he just casually walks over to pick the ball up.
Right.
And, of course, Pittsburgh, being aggressive base runners, they score on it when they had no business scoring whatsoever.
Yeah.
But because Torkelson just kind of lost it for a second, it just walked. That is not how they typically play A.J. Hinch baseball. And so those are some things that are creeping into this team right now, which makes it a little more concerning, is we're seeing things that we have not seen when the Tigers have become good in the last year.
Well, on top of the fact that they, it's not like they've lost close games.
Yeah.
I mean, they're getting beaten badly in almost every one of these games.
Yeah, they'll try make a little comeback get it within a run or two, and during the last year they would overcome some of these leads and do that. Well, no, the next half inning they give up 4 or 5 more runs, and it totally demoralizes the whole. And they're just out of it then.
Yeah, the bullpen has got issues
for sure.
I know the bulk of the fan base would love to see the Tigers make a couple of moves. One of the potential fireballers that the Tigers were kind of looking at, Jose Bautista went on the DL for the Orioles, so that takes another potential guy out of the trade mix. And then Lynn Henning, I think we'll have Lynn on next week. I didn't want to have him on yet. But he wrote an article in the news today, and the reason why my concern level is higher is that he's pretty adamant here that the Tigers will not trade Max Clark or McGonigal or Jose Bricon or Bryce Rayner.
Okay,
so
those are the top 4 prospects there in their system.
Yeah.
So
in order to get somebody really good, competing with the Mariners and the Yankees and the Cubs, and the Astros, and the Dodgers, frankly.
Yeah.
I mean, look at what's happening to the Dodgers. Actually, if you compare us to the Dodgers, we're doing okay.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, but they have such star power on that team. They're just going to turn it around. You believe they are. I mean, you think they are because, again, they have so many proven guys. We still rely a lot on our young guys that are still on the come up here.
Yeah, guys that have looked really good, but how much of it is just flash?
Yeah, you talked about Riley Green, and there's way too much swing and miss in that swing, and you meant that uppercut swing. Yeah, he's got some good home runs, great RBIs, things like that. But again, when he's got a whole lot of strikeouts going on.
Well, he's got a big hole in the swing.
Yeah,
yeah,
absolutely.
Up and in on him, he can't get to the ball.
No. And the bat is not in the zone long enough with that uppercut swing. Again, people, when you have a level swing, you're in the zone at least a longer period of time. Somebody
compared Torkelson to Rob Deere. Yeah, it hits you 25 home runs.
Yeah.
But hits 210, with a lot of strikeouts and without a lot of hard contact when you've got guys on base.
Yeah, one thing with Torkelson I see, so patient at the plate that he gets himself in a lot of 2-strike counts.
Yeah.
So he's always been, man, you know what it's like when you got 2 strikes on you, then you're just kind of battling to kind of stay alive then. He's not jumping on early pitches there, and I think they've found a rhythm now, knowing that he's patient, that they can get him into those 2-strike counts, and it kind of his power is kind of back off.
He hasn't walked all that much.
Yeah.
I mean, not like Torres. Gleyber Torres walks a lot. He's got great batting zone, control of the strike zone.
He sure does.
Yeah. And there was a lot of talk with the way that Baez has turned it around, is that he spent a lot of time with the Torres and getting a little bit more plate discipline. And he hasn't fallen off the cliff,
right?
But his batting average is down like 12 points. Everybody's batting average is down 12 to 20 points.
That's right.
Across the last 2 weeks.
Yeah,
and I mean that's what generates slumps. Okay, you just everything goes wrong at the same time. That's baseball. I mean, even think about the movie The Natural. They stunk for the longest period of time, and then they have, then they can't lose.
Yeah.
The same thing with Bull Durham. It's just that's the way. No matter what.
Right.
The Tigers are saying all the right things. They don't look super nervous. They're not all sitting in the dugout with towels in their mouths.
Right.
They still look like they're having some fun. The problem is that everything is gone wrong at the same time.
It has. And what makes my meter only at a 5 is because of A.J. Hinch at the helm. Knowing baseball like he does, and again, everything he had done for the last year had been he'd pressed every right button in the whole world. Yeah. But again, let's see how they come out of this, but I do have confidence that they will do it. But we are in a territory right now that I didn't think we'd be in 2 weeks ago.
No. Well, you didn't think they'd lose every game 2 weeks ago.
I
mean, which they'd have.
Yeah.
It makes things a little difficult to trust.
Yeah. I mean, going into the All-Star break, we were on the downward spiral. We thought, good, All-Star break, we'll regroup. And then coming out of that, we get swept by the Pirates. And we get smoked in the first game against Toronto. So that's costly, and watch out for this Toronto team. They're red hot now.
You think?
I think.
But
we got to play them a few more times. So.
They took 2 out of 3 from us when we played them earlier.
Yeah.
And, getting swept at home in a 4-game series versus the Toronto Blue Jays is not, then you want to see the panic meter?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, then there's trouble in River City for sure.
Who's going tonight for us?
Who do we have after?
Jose Barrios versus Kiter Montero.
All right.
Montero's been good.
He has.
For the most part.
Yep.
Barrios is 6-4 with a 3.87 ERA.
Sounds like a good time to get out of a slump as a team.
Well, any sub-4 ERA is pretty good pitching, and especially the way that we've been playing. So, I didn't think that it was. Skubal should go tomorrow.
Yeah.
Just yesterday's game. Olsen is pitching great. You like Olsen in that matchup, and then, gives up the 3-run homer.
Yeah, exactly. He did. He was pitching really well. And it just all of a sudden just fell off the cliff.
That pitch was right down the middle.
Yeah, that was a groover. And professional hitters, most of them will not miss that.
No, except for the Tigers right now.
Right, yeah, Tigers will right now, but other teams will not.
Yeah. So the question, it's really interesting. I encourage people that really want to know the ins and outs of what the Tigers brass might be thinking here at the trade deadline to read Lynn Henning's column this morning on the Detroit News website. But he cited a couple of examples where the Tigers in recent years have made some deals that really haven't worked out Suarez was went in a deal for a relief pitcher to go to the Reds who played horribly for the Tigers. I mean, he could still be a Tiger. So there's, regret on making deals. I mean, you can go all the way back to the deal that they made for Doyle Alexander.
Right.
And what was that guy's name?
Oh, John Schmaltz, that guy?
Never heard of him.
No, yeah. Isn't he a broadcaster?
That's right. He is. He's a good broadcaster.
He is.
I think he's in the Hall of Fame as both a starter and a reliever. The only guy in the Hall of Fame, both.
As an announcer and
No, he has the most wins, most starts, wins, and saves.
Isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
How he was able to transform his ability to be a great starter and then a great reliever.
Yeah.
And again, we had him in our system, and
it was a good deal at the deadline. Unfortunately, the Tigers, got swept by the Twins, and they didn't go to the World Series.
Doyle Alexander pitched nothing but BBs for him.
Oh yeah, he won 10. He was 10-0.
Yeah.
As a Tiger.
I mean, he was absolutely
until he got his brains beat in Game 2 against the Twins.
I mean, it was a short period of time in which we had him, compared to what Schmaltz then came up and did for years.
Yeah. They're going to have to weigh their options here, and you don't know. I mean, you can go ahead and trade for Aroldis Chapman. Let's say that.
Yeah.
Would he help the bullpen? You would think so.
Yeah.
Although he's not. It's not like he's untouchable.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's for sure. But with Boston. What are they? They're 6 games above 500 now, so they're believing.
Yeah, but they're also 6 games out of the wild card.
So do you make a decision as a GM?
That's the brass at the Diamondbacks was saying, we're not interested in selling any of our pieces. Well, that changed yesterday, so I would imagine, Suarez is out the door. Who's the? They've got a couple of pitchers. They got a relief pitcher and a starter that a lot of people are looking at too.
Yeah. Toronto's got a 4.5 game lead now in the East.
They've won 11 of their last 13.
Yeah,
but they had an 8-game losing streak earlier than that.
Yeah. So again, teams have gone through this, and hopefully this is just our time because again, we rally around and start playing better baseball, and then we're able to play our best baseball at the end of the season and be hot going into the playoffs.
Yeah, I mean, the Astros have had a similar losing streak. They just busted an 8-game losing streak. They are a half a game above the Tigers in that who goes into the wild card and who doesn't. The Indians were 13.5 games back before the All-Star game. Now they're 8.
Yeah, just like that. It changes quickly.
Yeah, I mean, it's still the biggest lead in the division in all of baseball, by far. But, but they're
7-3 in their last 10. They're playing better while Detroit's having this slide. So, you gobble up some games there when that happens.
It's time to be a little nervous. Yeah. And the other psychology about making a deal is how much the management goes, we're all in.
Yeah.
If the Tigers don't make any deals, what does that say to your team?
It would be concerning from a fan standpoint.
And so you're really counting on Carpenter coming back and being 100%, and Alex Lang and some of the other guys that have haven't been able to help right now.
Right.
I don't. They'd like to have Lang back. It looks like he will. I don't know what's going on. It doesn't look like Alex Cobb is going to pitch this year.
It doesn't look like it.
$15 million they just threw out in the street.
On a whim, the guy was going to retire, and when Detroit came and offered him $15 million, he's like, I think I can hang out with you fellas
for a
while.
My hip is okay.
Yeah, it's all good, all good.
So I don't know. It really is. You'd think a couple weeks ago, you're like, yeah, the Tigers are going to make a deal or two. Mm-hmm. Now they're worse, and it looks like they're not going to make a deal. So I think, like I said, some of that is the fact that there's a lot of teams that are looking at, like the Yankees have got to be licking their chops. They're a couple games behind the Blue Jays.
Yep, 4.5. Yep.
They have played crappy baseball for a month. And they're like, well, who can really beat us in the playoffs?
Right.
We get, they put Suarez in that lineup.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
That's, with Judge and
if they keep Stanton healthy, that's pretty brutal in there.
That is a brutal lineup for sure.
But they're going to have to. The Yankees are going to have to trade for a starting pitcher too, because their pitching on the starting end is atrocious.
Yeah.
So Garrett Cole, they have 3 starters that aren't going to play this year.
Yeah.
So, and the Dodgers still have, a triage unit for their starting staff. It's insane. They can sign somebody and then his arm falls off. I guess it's just that's like juju karma.
Yeah,
right? Yeah,
it is.
Okay, you've got the biggest wallet in town.
Right.
So go ahead, keep signing these guys.
We got those deep pockets. We're going to dig deep.
Yeah, they are above they are like in they're paying more in luxury tax than like 12 teams' payrolls are.
I know, isn't
so,
that wild?
Yeah, I mean it's crazy. But like I said, the Cubs are there. The Brewers have been great.
Yes, they have.
And now there's talk that the Reds want to stay in there. So. We got some messages coming up from our very fine partners here on Up North Sports Radio's Finding Fairways, brought to us by tvcairport.com, and then we'll be back to talk training camp. Rich, training camp.
Football right around the corner.
It is literally right around the corner. It's time for Destination MLB. Jerry Coyne and Kevin Klein.
Find new lower prices on summer golf deals that rock only at QDealsMI.com. Sugar Springs Golf Course in Gladwin awaits you. Right now at QDealsMI, you can get a round of golf with a card at Sugar Springs for just $25. That's half off. Or treat your whole foursome for just $75 and save even more. If you're headed north, your first stop needs to be QDealsMI.com for the lowest prices on golf at Sugar Springs Golf Course in Gladwin. Quantities are limited. When they're sold out, they're gone. Only from QDealsMI.com.
This summer, fly nonstop from TVC to 20 amazing destinations, like their newest route, New Haven, Connecticut. Fly nonstop with American, Delta, and United, or enjoy ultra-low fares on Allegiant, Avelo, Sun Country, and TVC's newest airline, JetBlue. TVCairport.com. Who knew? Fresh air is a destination. Breathe in the glacial carved canvas of northern Michigan's finest golf courses, and have your breath taken away by scenic vistas from tee to green. The perfect place to perfect your game in more ways than one. The waves, woods, and wonder of Bel Air. Escape every day. Discover the magic of 90 holes at one resort. Shanty Creek Resort in Bel Air and online at shantycreek.com.
Vote in the Traverse City Record Eagles Simply the Best Reader's Choice Contest for 2025. Your vote will help your favorite businesses, organizations, and professionals in Northern Michigan earn well-deserved recognition as Simply the Best. You can vote once every day through July 31st. Vote now at record-eagle.com/simplythebest. The Traverse City Record Eagles Simply the Best Reader's Choice Contest for 2025. Record-eagle.com/simplythebest.
Find new lower prices on summer golf deals that rock only at QDealsMI.com. Sugar Springs Golf Course in Gladwin awaits you. Right now at QDealsMI, you can get a round of golf with a card at Sugar Springs for just $25. That's half off. Or treat your whole foursome for just $75 and save even more. If you're headed north, your first stop needs to be QDealsMI.com for the lowest prices on golf at Sugar Springs Golf Course in Gladwin. Quantities are limited. When they're sold out, they're gone. Only from QDealsMI.com.
Hey, it's Anthony Bellino from Spin on Sports, Michigan Sports Talk Morning Show on the Great Voice Radio Network. Heard live weekday mornings from 6 to 9 right here on Up North Sports Radio 101.1 WGRY. Whether it's Tigers, Pistons, Red Wings, Lions, Michigan State, the Big Ten, the Mid-American Conference, all the headlines, all the stories, and always Michigan teams first. It's all right here on Spin on Sports, weekday mornings from 6 to 9 on the Great Voice Radio Network. Heard locally on Up North Sports Radio 101.1 WGRY.
Welcome back to Friday Faceoff here on Up North Sports Radio 101.1 WGRY with Destination MLB. Kevin Klein, the director of TVC Airport, on the line with me. Kev, are you panicked?
Not panicked yet, but I think we've got to change our trajectory here, our flight plan, a little bit there. Pardon the pun. But, I'm blaming Autumn. Autumn was on last week, and ever since then, we went downhill. So I know better. I'll make sure I'm more available there, Jerry. To be on
she did a great job. I have to admit that she was lovely. But
there you go.
But you're right.
Well,
let's.
We got to change the path, and great things are happening. So let's see what we can do here in this next couple of days in the homestand, and then heading out on the road.
Yeah. Well, I got to tell you really briefly. I was at the airport on Sunday. I had to get something from the offices over there, and I could not believe how busy the airport is. Traditionally Sunday is a very busy day at the airport anyways, but I've never seen as many people at the airport in my life, and half of them had golf clubs.
Well, that's the sport of choice these days. And, we have set records here in July. I think we have 5 of our highest records in July of 2025 in history of Cherry Capital Airport. So it's been a great summer for us, and it continues to grow. And I think it's because of all those fans traveling to see the Tigers. We got coming up here the away trip against the Phillies here,
right?
In the first part of August, and that's $372 nonstop on American Airlines to
right.
Philadelphia. We've got the home stands then with both the Twins in LA, but then we start heading out and to go see the White Sox. That's not too bad at 5:37. The Twins after that at 4:48. Later in the month, you're heading out to Kansas City at 2:49.
There you go.
Yankees, in September at 4:92, and then don't forget you've got some trips down south to Miami.
Yeah.
269. So we've got some great fares. Cleveland 325 in that last series of the season in Boston
right.
at 326. So
or if you're
jump in the contest and you can win to go.
Yeah, you don't have to pay if you're the lucky winner of our TVC takeoff to Beantown. By now, just about everybody on the planet, or at least in northern Michigan, knows about this contest because we're getting like 120 signups a day.
That is awesome. That is awesome. And, we were going to change this around now. That's why I'm not so worried about this streak, Jerry, is because we want to see it clinched in Boston when we're all there.
That's right. I love that attitude, Kevin. Very quickly, can people still get a helmet today with your deal with Norte?
Yeah, come on out to the Grand Traverse Civic Center and join us at the Norte Clubhouse. We're giving 500 helmets away to the kids that ride in our community. Jerry, one of the best things about riding a bike is that's your first chance to be independent and mobile as a young child.
Uh-huh.
And that's where your dreams of travel come from, is that independence. So we want to make sure that as our philosophy at the airport, to have a safe and secure environment, we want to make sure all those kids have helmets. And it's a great partnership, a community partnership. The asset of Norte and the airport are 2 great partnerships. And so come on out. We're here right now. We're right in the middle of it right now, giving away helmets. And that's why you can hear all the background. You hear kids in the background and riding bikes on the tracks. It's great fun.
Yeah, it lasts until the helmets are all given away, right, Kev?
It does. We'll be here to the end of the day giving them away. We have 500 helmets. They are going fast. So come on down and join us quickly.
I believe that. Thank you for such a magnanimous gesture to the youth of Traverse City and the surrounding areas.
And come join us at tvcairport.com.
That's right. We'll talk to you next week for Destination MLB. Thank you, Kevin.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. All right.
A little surprised. I thought Kevin would be a little more concerned about what the Tigers
He threw Autumn under the bus, which I thought was good.
Which I thought she did a great job.
She's a lovely girl. and Kevin immediately... Yeah, she's not doing Destination MLB ever again. Okay. Well, let's see. You know what? Maybe he's right. If they win the next 3 games,
using her as the scapegoat, hey, of what this transpired.
Yeah, we're going to trade her to Cleveland.
Right. Yeah.
The other interesting topic on the ticket yesterday, Rich, was why is there how come there's a big lack of buzz on the Lions?
I think it's hard because we're in midsummer yet to kind of get your mind wrapped around that we have a preseason game next Thursday night.
Yeah.
And so
nobody's going to play in.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Yeah. You're going to see a lot of second, third, and fourth string guys play. I really doubt any of the first team guys will play. But it's just one of those things. It's so hard here approaching late July to think that, oh my gosh, football is upon us.
Yeah.
And it's just like, so it's always it takes a little time to warm up to that. And so I think we're just not in football mode yet. And with everything going on with the Tigers, who had been playing so well for so long, and now going through a losing streak, that more people are obviously focused and concerned about that.
Yeah, it's they have a ridiculously difficult schedule.
Oh, brutal! Just a brutal schedule.
Yeah, I think the NFL ranked it either the second or third hardest schedule in all of football, especially in all of it's on the road. I don't know if the league did that after the Lions won every single game on the road last year. The 2 losses the Lions had last year were both at home.
Yeah.
Well, 3 because we lost
our first playoff game of last year.
Yeah.
After working so hard to get the bye.
Yeah. So there was a lot of theories that were espoused about, is the reason why there's a lack of buzz that people are nervous about the Lions? We've got these question marks on the offensive line.
Sure.
They still have 2 of the best tackles in football, but, your 3 interior guys, it doesn't look like they're going to move Glasgow to center.
No, it doesn't. And I saw an article where he was really happy to be back at right guard.
Yeah, I heard that.
Because he said that
left guard was really hard for him.
Because there's something about it with the movement that he's either probably got a chronic issue with a leg, and it just forced him to rely on that hurt part all the time. Whereas at right guard, it doesn't bother him as much. So he's really happy to be back at right guard.
So does that mean that the kid from Rutledge is going to be center?
Yeah.
They spent a lot of time with him there. It doesn't look like they've tried Mahogany or any of the other guys to play center. So, I mean, look at, maybe it's not that big of a deal because Ragnow was a guard. Ragnow never played center at Arkansas. They moved him to center right when he came to the Lions. So, maybe there's some good karma there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it certainly turned out well for the Lions, that's for sure.
There's a lot of interesting things going on. What is I think Goff, this is his 10th year. Have you seen him in quarterback this year?
I'm waiting to watch it with my daughter. We haven't had time to watch it yet, but she insists. She says, "Dad, you got to watch it with me." So we are going to spend some time and watch it together.
I haven't seen it yet. My daughter was telling me about it, and she said, I think Goff's going to have a fantastic year this year because it's now not Ben Johnson's offense, it's his offense.
Sure.
He played under Johnson for 3 years. He played for some guy out in Los Angeles that's a pretty good caller.
Pretty good.
Yeah. So, and as a 10-year veteran who, threw for 4,200 yards and a passer rating almost at 70%. If he has that same year this year, the Lions are going to win a lot of football games.
Yes, for sure.
But you take a look at, like we said, the schedule. They play all the best quarterbacks in football this year.
Yeah.
All of them.
I mean,
they got Mahomes. They got Stafford. They got Burrow. They got what's his name from the Ravens?
Yes.
Lamar
Jackson.
Yeah, I mean, the only one they don't play is Jared Allen from the Bills. They don't have the Bills on the schedule this year.
Which is good.
We had him 4 years in a row.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he ruined a Thanksgiving for us a couple of years ago.
That's right, yeah. So, and you've got some pretty good quarterbacks. Well, at least, so many people projected Love as a possible MVP candidate. There's still a lot of love. No pun intended, for the Packers, even though in Vegas the Lions are the odds-on favorite to win the North Division. And
it was interesting to see what the improvement of Caleb Williams is in Chicago with Ben Johnson now. Getting more on script. The guy can do the scramble, throw off script, out of the pocket, do all that kind of stuff. But can he just run an offense and try to stay in the pocket and throw the ball like most quarterbacks? If he learns that, watch out. He's going to be one to, and is up in Minnesota. What's going to happen with the Michigan quarterback there?
You mean J.J. McCarthy?
J.J. McCarthy, who didn't play a snap last year in the regular season.
He looked pretty good in the preseason.
He sure did.
Yeah.
He looked really good in the preseason. And they decided that, look, J.J.'s our guy. We're not going to bring Sam Darnold back. And so they turned the keys over to him, and he's got a whole lot of weapons to throw to. With Justin Jefferson and crew there, it's a really tough division, good division.
It'll be interesting to see. I think the Bears are the biggest question mark in the division. A lot of is being made of the fact that Ben Johnson likes his quarterbacks to play under center, and Williams does not do that.
Yeah.
Does not do that. He only did it like 21 times all year last year, only 8 times in 2 years at Southern California.
That's just wild.
Yeah.
So, it's a whole lot different when you're in shotgun formation and you can see the whole defense. And then when you take, the snap, you turn your back. A lot of times, play action, you turn your whole back to the defense, and then you turn back around, and you need to make a read right away. You have very little time then to make that read.
But you can't do play action if you're not under center.
That's right.
And
yes.
that's the Lions ran the play action
that's right.
death for and the Bear, the Bears have Swift as a running back. He's not bad.
No, he's not.
He's not Jamar Gibbs or David Montgomery.
But that offensive line is improved by Chicago. In theory.
Yeah. In theory, yeah. They signed a number, Joe Tooney. Yeah, but he's 35,
yes.
And there's a reason why the Chiefs didn't sign him.
Moved off from him, yes, exactly.
He was, he really helped the Chiefs out when he moved to tackle, but he was horrible in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So, we'll see.
Yeah.
They did sign some guys, and like you said, to me, that's a coin flip. If there's a good chance the offensive line won't be.
Yeah.
They don't have Hank Fraley. No, they don't. That's going back the other way. That's the one thing that I'm really not so nervous about.
It gives you that sense of security because of Fraley's coaching and
widely regarded as the best offensive line coach in professional football.
But again, you have to, for play action to work, you have to establish the run.
Yeah.
If you don't have a run game, you don't have play action because they don't care if you hand the ball off.
The other thing that was really interesting, and we'll go to break and maybe talk about the Lions a little bit more. They're talking about Gibbs is going to be moved all over the field, kind of like Christian McCaffrey. So he's going to play the slot.
Yeah.
And become more of a versatile weapon. I think he only caught like 30 passes last year.
Yeah.
You know, they might be looking to double that number.
He's such an explosive athlete.
Get out in the open
ball.
field.
Oh, yeah.
Same thing with JMO. They think that, you know, Morton is going to open up the pass game more because that, you know, he comes from the Sean Payton school, and you know how they like to wing it.
They do.
Yeah, so it'll be, you know, there's a lot of interesting things. The Lions are kind of maybe in a weird position. We expect them to be good. I mean, you know, our radio packages are flying out the door. So
good news.
Yeah, that's good news. So there's a lot of confidence in it, but, you know, like, do we need to win the Super Bowl this year? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
sure.
When we return here, we'll talk about. I started thinking about this about really how many games the Lions will win and how many do they need to win. It's way more about now we've seen it all. You know, we need performances in the playoffs.
We
right?
do.
Yeah.
Yep, it is that time for sure.
So we're going to head to break here. Then when we return, we'll have Lindsay Southwell on from Shanty Creek. And Rich and I will continue to talk about his favorite subject, a new head coach at CMU.
Oh, watch out. Fire up chips.
Fire up chips. Back after these on Friday Faceoff on Up North Sports Radio, brought to us by TVCAirport.com.
Sports on the Michigan News Network.
The Tigers' struggles continue following last night's 11-4 loss in the series opener against Toronto. After a first-inning homer put Detroit up 1-0, Reese Olson followed up his 5 innings of scoreless baseball pitched with a 5-run sixth. Detroit remains 8 games up on Cleveland for first in the Central. They aim to even the series with Toronto with tonight's first pitch coming at 7:10. We are now less than a week away from the trade deadline in Major League Baseball. Already a big move made last night in the AL as Josh Naylor was traded from Arizona to Seattle in exchange for a pair of pitching prospects. As training camp continues for the Lions, Detroit did see a few injury scares yesterday in the form of Terrion Arnold and Derek Barnes. Both players were pulled from practice. Barnes with a hand injury and Arnold with a calf. Barnes is said to be non-serious, while the Lions staff is using a little more caution in keeping an eye on Arnold's condition. Yesterday, at the age of 71, professional wrestling icon Hulk Hogan passed away. I'm Dustin Fiocco with the Michigan News Network.
When it comes to making plans, you are the best. What about those round trips that you plan in advance, which are perfect on your way there and perfect on your way back? Or those meetings with friends for which you make a group chat 3 months before so that nobody or anything is missing? Or your daughter's first birthday party. You planned it with such dedication that instead of the first, it felt like our quinces. The same way you plan each detail for those moments. Start planning to protect you and your loved ones from a natural disaster. Sign up for local weather and emergency alerts. Prepare an emergency kit and make a family communications plan. Protecting your family is the best plan you can make. Get started at ready.gov/plan.
Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
When the time comes to make your relationship official, Hogan's Diamond Jewelers is Northern Michigan's jewelry store. This is Erin Martins. Want to know about our credentials? While many stores come and go, Hogan's has been right here in downtown Gaylord for nearly 68 years. It's hard to say how many couples have begun their trip down the aisle of togetherness here at our store. Whether it's a guy looking for an engagement ring to present as he pops the question, or a couple who are pretty far along in their relationship coming in together to find the ring to seal the deal. You get the attention you deserve. If you need evidence of their satisfaction with Hogan's service, look at how often they come back for a ring to commemorate a meaningful anniversary or when it's time to renew their vows. Our bridal couples send their friends here too. We take time to talk to you, and more importantly, we listen to what you have to say, one couple at a time. It's how we've done it for going on 7 decades. We're on Main Street, M32 in downtown Gaylord at Hogan's Diamond Jewelers.
Celebrate Grayling at the Asabo River Festival July 19th through July 26th. Our broadcasts are brought to you in part by Zaremba Equipment in Gaylord. Get event dates and locations at upnorthsportsradio.com. 101.1 WGRY.
Welcome back to Friday Faceoff on Up North Sports Radio, brought to us by Shanty Creek. Jerry Coyne on the phone with Lindsay Southwell. 90 holes for $90. What are you doing over there?
We're giving away the farm.
It sounds like it. Holy caroli.
So, it's hot out, and it's a little hard to think about fall, but we've got a lot of great deals going on. So I just wanted to kind of give a heads up to people about the deals that are happening. And so if they're thinking about golfing but want it at a little bit lesser of a price tag, we can make that happen for them.
Yeah, beginning Labor Day weekend, is the 90 holes for $90 just over the Labor Day weekend?
It is just over the Labor Day weekend.
All right.
So it's 90 holes for $90, and that's if you stay 3 nights at Shanty Creek.
Okay.
You need to stay that many nights to play that much golf.
Right. And, all of the great golfers, golf courses, Cedar River, Hawk's Eye, the Legend, Shush Mountain, and the Shanty course. Great 5 golf options. Golf your brains out for $90.
Absolutely. And the great thing is each of those courses are just so different from one another.
100%.
You really get a really robust golf experience. So, it's a deal that we've done a couple times this summer, and people have just flocked for it.
And then even crazier, because you get at least 2, probably 3 weeks of golf in October, right?
Yes.
At $35 a round in October, which is the time I play golf the most. So, incredible. You want to pre-book those because the weekends will go.
Oh, they'll be gone quick. Yeah. So it's $35 for any round at any courses. Like you mentioned, Cedar River, Hawk's Eye, Legend, $35 for that course is really unheard of. And that's every day of October that we're open. So we're open until the 19th.
Right.
And the colors are fantastic.
Oh, yeah.
The courses are in great shape. It's my favorite time to golf, too, because you kind of get that fall color, those beautiful views, the good play. It's a little quieter on the course.
Yeah, it's there's nothing.
It's a great price.
Great. You're going to end up spending more, after your round than you will during your round.
Absolutely.
At $35 a clip. So head over to shantycreek.com. Check out all the specials, the lodging options. We don't even have time to cover the balloons coming up in August. We'll hit that next week, Lindsay.
Perfect.
All right. Thank you, dear.
Thanks, guys.
All right. We'll be good. Anything? We still got buffets? Rich is like, what's going on?
We do. We still got the weekend buffets going.
All right, good.
Still got plenty of time.
Yeah, we got to. Rich was sweating, so we just okay.
He almost ate us out of house at home, but we've recouped.
Okay, thank you. Good.
Thanks.
Good. We needed that update. Thank you, Lindsay. All right, Rich. It's all set for you.
It is. All right. Good deal. I appreciate the accommodations they make for me.
The prime rib buffet and the breakfast buffet, you can't beat it. Anyways, going back to the Lions, I guess there's probably a lot more question marks going into this season than last season, right?
Sure.
I mean, what ended up happening with all the injuries, that's one of the contributing factors to the reason why they lost to the Commanders.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, it was going to be a shootout anyways. If we hadn't to turn the ball over a couple of times, then it would have been 45-44, something like that.
I mean, they rode the wave as long as they could with as many injuries on one side of the ball, which last year was on the defensive side, and they did the absolute best they did. I mean, to end the regular season 15-2,
yeah.
I mean, my gosh, and to get that home playoff,
right?
You get a bye that first week, and you think, we're good to go against a real young Washington team that came to town with a rookie quarterback, but it all fell apart.
Well, they couldn't stop them.
You couldn't stop them, and when you turn it over like they did, you're going to get beat.
And even if the Lions had managed to beat the Commanders, what would it look like with the Eagles coming?
They would have got boat raced.
I think they
would
have.
For sure.
Yeah.
I really believe that. Looking at that Philadelphia team and how they played and everything that took place, even though the Rams played them pretty tough in Philly in that.
Yeah, but the Rams had a defense.
They had a real good young defense.
That is, to me, the best bet on the board, on FanDuel right now, the Ravens are the Super Bowl favorites. They're plus 650. The Bills are plus 700. The Eagles are plus 750. The Chiefs are plus 800. The Lions are plus 1,100.
Okay.
And the Rams are plus 1,700. The Rams, that's a good bet, if you ask me.
Mm-hmm.
They had, the all the defensive draft pieces that they added to that team. They should have beat the Eagles.
Yeah, they had an opportunity in Philadelphia in those snowy conditions. Yeah. It was a ball game.
Yeah, it was a great ball game, and then you add Adams to that offense.
Yeah. Absolutely. No, the Rams, don't sleep on them for sure.
No. They play the Lions play the Rams out in Los Angeles this year as part of the hardest road schedule that you can possibly imagine. But Vegas, they didn't build all those casinos and all those hotels out in Vegas by guessing wrong too many times. Right. The Commanders are right behind the Rams at plus 1,900. So, all these people that love the Packers, how come they're plus 2,200?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Anywho, the other really kind of interesting bet that, I was talking to my daughter, Madeline, she lives out in Denver's plus 2,800. I think Denver's going to have a really good football team this year.
Yeah. Bo Nix played really well as a rookie quarterback.
They have a fantastic defense.
They do, and they may have one of the best defenses in all of football.
I haven't looked at their schedule. But it's always tough to win in Denver, so they're probably going to win the bulk of their home games. So,
Sean Payton absolutely loves that quarterback.
They added a couple of running backs. It's going to be an interesting season out in Denver.
Yeah, for sure.
Unfortunately, they have to play the Chargers twice and the Chiefs twice.
That AFC West has improved overall.
Yeah, well, it'll be interesting to see what the Raiders are like.
Yes, with Pete Carroll at the helm.
Chewing that gum.
Pete does well, man. He comes into a program and they start winning.
What did he say in his press conference? He goes, I can win 10 games in my sleep. I'm like, okay. Well,
that will be put to the test with the Raiders, buddy. You've never coached the Raiders.
Well, they've got a couple players, just a couple.
Just a couple. Yeah, Max Crosby.
I mean that literally. They only have a couple of players. But, NFL going to be on us next Thursday.
Yeah.
8 so before, we'll be here next week.
But I don't
know. About the Lions playing the Chargers, again, who knows who will play in that game.
Right.
But, it'll the football season will be off.
Are we covering the preseason games?
Yeah, that game will be be on the radio on our rock and roll station 100.3. We can't play the Lions here on Up North Sports Radio because there's so much other activity, especially with the Tigers take precedent over the Lions.
Right.
And then the Red Wings do. So it's just we've always had the Lions on Q100 Michigan. Back after these with the latest and greatest from the Asabo River Canoe Marathon and Chippewa football.
Who knew fresh air is a destination? Breathe in the glacial carved canvas of northern Michigan's finest golf courses and have your breath taken away by scenic vistas from tee to green. The perfect place to perfect your game in more ways than one. The waves, woods, and wonder of Bel Air. Escape every day. Discover the magic of 90 holes at one resort. Shanty Creek Resort in Bel Air and online at shantycreek.com.
Vote in the Traverse City Record Eagles Simply the Best Reader's Choice Contest for 2025. Your vote will help your favorite businesses, organizations, and professionals in Northern Michigan earn well-deserved recognition as Simply the Best. You can vote once every day through July 31st. Vote now at record-eagle.com/simplythebest. The Traverse City Record Eagles Simply the Best Reader's Choice Contest for 2025. Record-eagle.com/simplythebest.
Hello, this is Jenny Kefferson with the Camp Grayling Range Report. Each week we report the ranges, training land, and road closures to keep our community safe and informed. All roads and trails near our 30 and 40 complexes will be closed for vital training exercises. Small arms ranges near Lake Marguerite will be active over the weekend, and the 13 complex will be loud with mortars and demolitions on Thursday. Expect intermittent noise as well as nighttime training. Prepare for aerial action Monday through Thursday as A-10 warthogs will be in the skies. If you're near the air-to-ground range and waters, their distinct presence will be unmistakable, so don't hesitate to look to the sky. To clarify gate closures, always call headquarters at 989-344-6100. It's the last week to register for our 4th annual Northern Strike 5K on Sunday, August 3rd. Sign up at northernstrike5k.itsyourrace.com. northernstrike5k.itsyourrace.com. Thank you for supporting your military.
This summer, fly nonstop from TVC to 20 amazing destinations, like their newest route, New Haven, Connecticut. Fly nonstop with American, Delta, and United, or enjoy ultra-low fares on Allegiant, Avelo, Sun Country, and TVC's newest airline, JetBlue. TVCAirport.com.
When the unexpected happens, having a local caring insurance company like Cornell Insurance makes all the difference. Insuring your home when a natural disaster strikes, your vehicle when accidents happen, health issues, and even the loss of a loved one. Having the right insurance agent makes getting through life's unexpected events just a little bit easier. Don't be on hold with someone in another state. Walk into a friendly office and talk to your agent face to face. Cornell Insurance, caring, knowledgeable, and most importantly, local. On Huron Street in Grayling.
Dreaming of owning a home but not sure where to start? Horizon Bank makes the path to home ownership easier than ever. Get pre-qualified for a mortgage with friendly, hassle-free service. You'll know what you can afford and you can shop for a home with confidence. Our trusted mortgage team is here from start to finish, guiding you every step of the way. Don't wait, your new home is closer than you think. Call Horizon Bank at 1-888-873-2640 or stop by your local branch today. Member FDIC Equal Housing Lender.
Loves the kid.
Welcome back to Friday Faceoff on Up North Sports Radio 101.1 WGRY, brought to us by TVCAirport.com. Jerry Coyne, Rich Calkins. Rich, we will be on the river tomorrow from 6 to 9 with a plethora of broadcasters. Jeff Kolka is going to join us.
Nice.
Give us his insight into who his favorites are and how the race might unfold. Keith Gave, of course, will be joining us. And the legend, George Blaha. Not only is he getting inducted into the NBA Hall of Fame, he's getting inducted into the Paddlers Hall of Fame.
He is, that George. He's
bringing 40 people to our party.
Many Hall of Fames, that's right. Yeah, George brings his
George is going to, George is a very snappy dresser, but now he's getting 2 more jackets. Do they give you a jacket in the Golden
I don't
Paddler
think so.
Club?
No, I don't think they
it's
do.
a paddle, right?
Yeah, exactly. That sounds about right. But updated sprint information. Yeah, as of yesterday, Westine and Logan Minor set a new sprint record with the time of 4:45. So beat it by over a second and a half.
Wow.
So those guys so right now they have a 7-second lead over the next competitors of Travis Mecklenburg and Weston Willoughby. Chris Isendorf, Christoph Prue.
Travis Mecklenburg, that's a young, I was going to say, that's
young
a new
guy,
name.
22, 23-year-old kid, yeah, up-and-comer, really. Youth is being served here at the river, for sure. Jordan Wakely and Matt Gabriel right now in 4th place. Defending champs, Mike Davis and Guillaume Blais, in the last, row 1, but they're the last team in row 1 right now.
They could get bounced.
If they get bounced out, I can't remember the last time a defending champ would start in a second row.
Who is did his Isendorf paddle yet?
Yeah, they were third. They're in 3rd right now, so they're pretty solid. But there are a couple teams sprinting today that could certainly make their way up into that first row, but it'll be close.
Yeah, in just casual conversations with Jeff, he'll bring a lot of knowledge to our table tomorrow. So listen to the first hour. I think he's only going to be with us from 6 to 7. But he thinks there's like 8 teams that have a real legitimate shot to win.
Yeah, I was, just doing a rough thing. I thought around 6 because one team, unfortunately, one team had to drop. Ryan Zavro and Matt Mearsman.
Oh.
Matt Mearsman was teammates with Jordan Wakely when they set the record of the marathon. Matt Mearsman got hurt, separated a rib, and so they are not racing. So we're down to 115. For the final number,
yeah.
But it's still
there might be another drop or two.
Occasionally that does happen that last day or two. Still, yes.
Yeah.
But it's
It looks like it's going to be a little cooler.
Thank God.
Yeah. So
just get rid of some of the humidity, please.
Yeah, a little bit of the humidity, please go away. There might be a little rain today. River's high.
Yes. Yeah. Moved up with some of those heavy rains around the area.
Yep. So conditions should be fantastic for the race. I was just telling Rich off air in a very interesting announcement that just popped out on the news is the Michigan and Western Michigan will play each other. They were scheduled to start the 2026 season in Ann Arbor. They're going to play each other in Frankfurt, Germany, at Deutsche Bank Park in Frankfurt on August 29th.
Wow.
Now, the NCAA has been, like, Notre Dame has played over in Ireland
yes,
a few times now. That started a while ago. That just seems so natural.
Oh, it's such a fit, yes.
Yeah, but now Michigan has jumped in there. In a little statement, Ward Manuel said, Michigan is one of the most worldwide brands in college athletic, and always had a little interest in playing a international game. I don't know what the affiliation about Germany is to the University of Michigan. Franz Wagner?
Yeah, it could be. Mo and Franz Wagner.
Yeah,
thank you.
Yeah, I don't know about that, but, I'm sure they will have no problem selling out the 55,000 seat Frankfurt, Germany ballpark. And, that's just the way of the world, right?
It is.
They're probably getting paid a fortune for it.
I'm sure they are.
Yeah.
That's for sure. No, you've seen a push with the NFL, having more games over in different countries, and now, college is doing the same thing, and you've got to take a big brand over there for sure, and Michigan is one of the biggest.
Very briefly, have you looked at anything in college football yet?
I haven't, no, not yet.
Okay.
I've been totally in canoe racing mode and Tiger baseball, and
they just finished the 2 days of the Big Ten. Right now,
media days.
Yeah, Penn State is favored to win the conference this year. They have an atrociously easy football schedule. It's insane. Take a look at the schedule. We'll talk about this next week. Between what Purdue has and what Penn State has.
Yeah. But James Franklin, he better bring the deal.
They only play Ohio State.
That's their only tough game. I tell you what, but I tell you, James Franklin, he even said that this might be the best team talent-wise he's ever had.
They've got a very good quarterback.
Yep.
They've got some pretty good running backs. And even though the best defensive player in college football left that team, they're loaded there. So they play. Here we go. Here is the Penn State schedule, and then we'll let you out of here. They play Nevada, Florida International, Villanova. Oregon comes to
Villanova in football, not basketball.
Yeah. They just revived the program.
I was going to say, yeah.
Oregon at Penn State. Then Penn State has to travel to UCLA, Northwestern, Iowa. They're at Ohio State. Indiana, Michigan State, Nebraska, and Rutgers.
Okay, so the Oregon game and the Ohio State game.
They play two of the top teams. They don't play Washington. They don't play Michigan. They don't play Illinois, who a lot of people like this year.
Yeah.
Illinois is another team that doesn't play anybody, and they got a lot of people back, and they had a whole bunch of transfers back.
They're going to have
they beat Michigan last year.
Yeah, and they're going to have like an Indiana season of last year.
That's what people are projecting. Yeah. What's his name? The coach who had so much success at Wisconsin.
Yeah.
Now coaching at Illinois. We'll start. Obviously that's going to creep up on us quicker than you think.
It is.
So that's going to do it for us on Friday Face-Off here on Up North Sports Radio 101.1. Don't forget to tune in tonight at 6:40 is game 2 of a 4-game series. This is going to be a pretty important game, if you ask me, for the Tigers.
It is, yeah, because, again, a home crowd, probably going to be a big one. Let's put on a good performance for the crowd tonight.
100%. So that'll be on Up North Sports Radio tomorrow night. From 6 to 9, Rich and I, as we just laid out, will be on the river talking about the canoe marathon. So you can listen to us on your phone app while you're down at the river.
And remember, we're going to be on Q100 tomorrow.
Yeah, that's over there on 100.3. Or go to like I said, Q100 Michigan. You can download the phone app for free and listen to us there. And, of course, tomorrow morning and Sunday morning at 9 o'clock, we have Finding Fairways, a great show this week. Talk to J.R. Roth, great Michigan player, 18 majors in the state of Michigan, and now teaches at Boeing Golf Academy, and some really cool stuff about PXG Golf as well. That'll do it for us here on Friday Face-Off on Up North Sports Radio, brought to us by TVCAirport.com. Back to Infinity Sports Radio.
He doesn't want to do this. It's not going to get done. And when he hit it at 2 extensions that they maybe did too soon, he was talking about Trayvon Diggs and offensive tackle Terrence Steele. Literally like, we did that too soon. And you're like, okay, so what's that got to do with Parsons? He also insinuated that Parsons missed a bunch of games when, in fact, he only missed 4. I think Jerry insinuated he missed 6. So as we dive into this, here's where I'm at. This is dumb. You have arguably one of the best and youngest players in the National Football League playing at a very high level. It is not Micah Parsons' fault that the offense was crap last year or Dak got hurt. Things happen. But if there's any questions whatsoever that the Cowboys or Jerry Jones should be paying Micah Parsons, it's not a question for me. This thing went sideways, and it made Jerry look incoherent. He's just going on. I mean, you would have thought he was talking about something completely outside of Micah Parsons, the way he was rumbling and making stuff up. Jerry even went as far as saying, and Nico's producing today. Nico, let me hear this. Jerry went as far as saying he didn't trust Micah Parsons to stay healthy. Listen.
Just because we sign him doesn't mean we're going to have him. He was hurt 6 games last year. Seriously. We've signed, I remember signing a player for the highest paid at the position in the league, and he got knocked out 2/3 of the year, Dak Prescott. So there's a lot of things you can think about when you, just as the player does, when you're thinking about committing and guaranteeing money.
So that's going to stop you from paying Micah Parsons? Those are the examples you're going to use? I remember we paid a guy. What was his name, Steven? Daddy! Oh, yeah, well, we paid him, and he was hurt. Jerry, what are you talking about? That's nothing to do with Micah Parsons. That goes into every decision in the National Football League. There is a gamble when you sign guys to these deals. It's the nature of the business that you've been in now for 45 years. Come on, Jerry. But he wasn't done. This is the best part for me. This was the best part. When Jerry Jones insinuates that he could sign him, and all of a sudden that, God forbid, Parsons could get hit by a car. I'm not lying to you. Listen to this.
Contracts are 4 or 5 years. Okay? There's a lot of water under the bridge if you step out there and do something in the first 2 or 3. You can get hit by a car. Seriously. And so there's a lot to look at over a lot of years that could make a big difference. Have you ever heard of any clubs committing to players and then they didn't pan out after they committed to them? We have.
You're not talking about an unproven commodity. You're talking about a kid that came in and was first-team All-Pro his first 3 years in the league. 13 sacks, 14 sacks. You're not talking about an unproven player. There is risk-reward in every golf shot. This is a golf shot. Jerry, you're going to attempt to go over the lake and carry it? Get onto the green or you're going into the water. You got to take a chance. And the idea, like, to even bring up, he could get hit by a car. Seriously, you've got to be joking. Jerry Jones is out of his damn mind. He's out of his mind. I mean, it sounds senile to be saying some of the stuff that he's saying. And if you're a Cowboy fan and you're like, well, I agree with Jerry, then you are senile too. This is the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. You're making lame excuses to not give Micah Parsons his bag when you know he's deserving. Parsons did respond, and I'll let you hear Parsons and Dak Prescott. Carl Duke's in for Bill Ryder today here on this Friday. I couldn't believe it earlier this week when I heard this stuff. I felt like there was a string in the back of Jerry that Steven, Daddy, was pulling, and literally Jerry was just spitting this stuff out. And he pulled the string, and Jerry, he could get hit by a car. Seriously. We paid others. We don't want to commit. I mean, like that. That's what it sounded like. It sounded like somebody was just pulling a string in the back of Jerry, and he was saying these obnoxious things that just didn't make sense. Jerry, get your head on. Pay this man. Pay this man his money. Here's Micah Parsons and why he showed up for camp. It's not about Jerry. He showed up because of his teammates.
At the end of the day, like, I'm here for my teammates. I'm not here to please another grown man. I'm here for them. I want to be here with Trey, watch him rehab, watch him get on the field, watch his growth. I want to be here battling with Terrence Steele. Like, I'm here for these guys. I'm not here for him.
He could get hit by a car. Seriously. It's unbelievable. It's just unreal. This is the most unbelievable. Is it really, though? It's Jerry. Is it really? It's just like, what are you talking about? I'm with Micah. You show up. You show your teammates you're committed. They've made no concerted effort to talk to him or his agent. He said he's going to talk to Jerry at some point. But Micah Parsons also makes it clear this is where he wants to be. He does not want to be anywhere else. He wants to be in Dallas.
I want to be here. I've always stated I want to be here, but at the end of the day, they sign the checks like always, and let's see if they want me to be here at the end of the day.
Yeah. Look, I think they do. Jerry, what do you think? He could get hit by a car. Seriously. I think he does. What do you think, Steven? Daddy! I don't know what the hell they want. And to bring up Diggs and Steele, the offensive tackle I was talking about earlier, like to project, that's what he's doing. He's saying because he paid Trayvon Diggs and offensive tackle Terrence Steele earlier than we should. We paid him earlier than maybe he wanted or should have because they both signed in 2023. But they've struggled with injuries and poor performance. There's no debating that. But it's risk-reward. You going to hit the golf shot? You going to carry the lake or not, Jerry? Cowboys aren't going anywhere. Let me be clear about this. Even if you don't think they're that good or you think they're going to be great, they are not doing anything that you think they can without Micah Parsons on the field this year. They're just not. You take him out of the equation, you just don't replace him with another buster. So when he said, Jerry, when he said, frankly, we should have waited on those extensions for Diggs and Steele, what he's saying is we should wait on Micah Parsons. That's what he's talking about. He's literally saying that without saying it. He's trying to be kind and gentle. Seriously. But it just doesn't come off right. Cowboys triggered a clause in Diggs' contract that also peeled back his base salary by $500,000. They say he failed to participate in at least 84% of the team's offseason workouts. The deal with this is, and this is rare, but we just saw the Raiders do this with one of their players where I think it's Christian Wilkins, that is, who just got released, voiding his $32 million of his guaranteed money He's filed a grievance, but Diggs spent a majority of the offseason working out and rehabbing his surgically repaired left knee in South Florida. So he also did rehab with his own specialist rather than under the watchful eye of the Dallas training staff. So the Cowboys said, oh, well, we don't think you met the qualifications. We're taking $500,000 back. But Jerry also made it clear earlier this week that he expects Diggs to be a leader in camp, despite starting off on the PUP list, the physically unable to perform list. I just feel like this has gone sideways, and it doesn't have to. And you're making Micah Parsons feel a certain kind of way when it doesn't have to. Parsons' quarterback, Dak Prescott, was asked about Micah getting paid. This is what he said about it.
I don't know if there's a correct way to handle it, to be honest with you. I will say that I think he deserves to get paid, think he should get paid, and ultimately, if I'm going off of the history of what I've seen, he will get paid. Hopefully it's sooner than later.
Yeah, and remember, Jerry was like, we're not going to pay Dak, right? We're not paying him. And then, they paid him, before week 1, remember? And, in a hotel room or something. It was weird. Instead of just owning the fact, we're not ready to start over. He's our guy. We believe in him. He's come back from that nasty ankle injury and, all of that stuff. He's a class act. And I've said this. Dak Prescott is a guy that if you had a daughter, you go, I want my daughter to date that guy or marry that guy. Because that's how you feel about him as a person. You feel like he is a class act. That's not criticizing his quarterback play or critiquing him as a quarterback, because there are question marks. We know that. But as a person, a human being, Dak Prescott has always been on the up and up. And it feels like, he said it. I don't know when, but from what I understand, or at least what my experience is, he's probably going to get paid. And Jerry is going to snap out of it. He's going to be sitting there one day and somebody will pull the string. I want to pay him. And he'll pay him. It's just the weirdest thing. Cowboys starting off camp just as we assumed they would, with a bunch of storylines and a lot of stuff that still is yet unanswered. 888-710-4476. We'll see, because this really gets interesting. Got to tell you, once the season starts. Because then, you know what the answer is going to be, right? You know what it's going to be then. Pull the string. Season started. We don't negotiate. That's what it's going to be. And then all of a sudden, now you've got a guy who's playing and really doesn't have any security moving forward. It's going to feel weird. Now, Jamar Chase did this last year, remember? And he balled out. And Jamar Chase got the largest contract of any wide receiver in NFL history. Maybe that happens with Micah Parsons if they want to play this game. I would not play this game.